Let's just start with the update. Right now, Tracy Police are looking for a third suspect by the name of Karen Ramirez, 43 years old, 5 feet tall, 100 pounds. She has short brown hair, brown eyes, often seen with a bandana around her forehead. She was possibly en route to East Palo Alto via the BART and possibly staying with her brothers. She has a pre-existing felony warrant out on her right now, and she also faces the same charges as Michael and Kelly, the same 5 charges. One thing we are trying to figure out is whether or not Karen is the aunt of the victim. That is still something that we're piecing together. She may not be, but we also want to know whether or not anybody in the public may have seen this woman. If you have seen this woman, please contact local authorities. We want to get her in custody as soon as possible. So that's basically it. If you have any other questions, let me know.
What's the status of the boy right now, and where is he, and has he given you any more information about what happened to him?
Right now, the victim is still in the hospital. We are making sure he gets the proper medical attention necessary so he can recover from his injuries.
What are some of his injuries?
Say again?
What are some of his injuries?
Some of his injuries, he received bruises to his torso. He had injuries from the chain that was around his ankle. We're not really going to go into the how extensive his bruises were, because that's still part of the investigation, though.
How could he be? Some of the neighbors said that he looked fine, that he was out mowing the lawn. They'd seen him over the course of the year, said hi every once in a while. Can you explain how it would be possible for him to look so bad today when apparently before neighbors say he was fine?
Well, that's a part of the mystery. All of this kind of gets woven into how he ended up with this couple, how long he had been with this couple, how long he had been missing from the group home. And until detectives have a chance to sit down with the victim and talk with him, we're really not going to know the full story. We don't expect to even get a full story from the suspects, so we really have to make sure that the victim is able to talk with us and give us his full account.
Matt, what do police believe the motive is?
No idea yet. I mean, we're not going to know the motive unless we can actually get the suspect to tell us.
And
They're not. I mean, it's one of those situations where, we're not really going to talk about what is being said by the suspects yet. It's part of the investigation. We really want to make sure that all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and that when we hand this case over to the district attorney's office, it's airtight. So we really don't want to give out too much information.
Hey Matt, do you know where in the house the kid was being held and how he was able to escape?
We're not releasing that. Very few people know exactly what's going on, and we really don't want to taint the case by releasing too much information because of it.
Do you know if a crime was committed, though, that he was actually held against his will, or is that just the very part? I'm still trying to figure that out.
The victim says he was held against his will. And, when you have a 17-year-old boy showing up with a bloody ankle from having a chain wrapped around it, it's one of those things for officers to kind of put one and one together. It's plus, for all this time, we don't know what has happened to the boy during this period. So until we can actually sit down and talk with him and get a full account, we're just having to piece it together piece by piece.
Was he going to school?
We're not sure until we can talk. It really does come down to talking to the witness and the victim about whether or not he was allowed out, and if he was, where did he go.
So you have enough to charge these folks. Can you go over the charges once again?
We have enough to charge the suspects. The charges, the teen, the Schumachers are being charged with torture, child endangerment, felony. Hold on.
Corporal punishment,
Yeah. Oh, do I have it here? Hold on.
kidnapping.
Yes, different 5. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. No, I don't have it on me. All right. Well, anyway. Okay, let's try this again. Corporal punishment on a minor. Thank you. We have, let's see, torture, kidnapping, false imprisonment by violence, child beating, and some other minor misdemeanors.
Weren't there two other children at the house, and how are they?
There were two small children, ages 1 and 3, we believe, that were taken by Child Protective Services who were in the house at the time that the Schumachers were arrested. The relationship to the Schumachers, we're still trying to find out. It's possible that the Schumachers are the parents of these children.
Any
You heard that there
interest
were
in
two
that?
other kids as well. Is there a total of 4 that these people had living with them?
Yeah, there were two other older children that Child Protective Services has picked up as well, and they're all being taken care of by. I believe the oldest one is 11, and the other one's 9. Let me check on that though.
And they were living at the house.
We believe they were living at the house. Yes. At the time, they weren't at the house when the arrest was made.
Do we know more about the relationship of the Schumachers to this teen boy?
No, that we don't know that yet. We are still. We really have to be able to be careful in terms of how we approach the kid, to just figure out exactly how he first came in contact with the Schumachers. We're not sure when and where that all occurred.
So
Can
this
you
is
tell us how he got away?
How he got away? Let me get back to you on that one, because that's one of those investigative pieces that detectives don't want to talk about right now.
Was it well known in the Sacramento area that the boy had run away? And was there a search for him all this time?
We don't know how the search occurred. Basically, when officers were putting together or piecing together the investigation, they put the child's name into a database, and it came back as he was missing from a group home in Sacramento.
was the teen in school?
No, we don't know that. Let me get back to you on the school portion. Yeah.
What if this woman befriends someone and is receiving some help? Can you help motivate? Why just come forward and help you find this woman? I mean, what kind of acts is she being accused of? What was
She's being charged. She will be charged with the same 5 counts as the Schumachers.
But what was she doing? What was her role?
Well, her role in this, we really don't want to talk about what their role is yet, because this is an ongoing investigation. And she's still on the loose, and we really need to just make sure that we get her in custody first.
She lived with them?
Off and on. Basically, her residence, she really didn't have a real residence, because as one of the things we're looking for is to find out if she is, let's see, last information we had, she was possibly en route, like I said, to East Palo Alto, possibly trying to stay with her brothers there.
How did they know each other? How did the Schumachers? And then the other thing I wanted to ask you is, did you receive information from the Schumachers on her? I mean,
We're not going
to know that if you didn't talk to the boy.
We're not going to discuss what the Schumachers may have said during their interview with detectives. That's still part of the ongoing case. The relationship between the Schumachers and Ramirez, until we get Ramirez in custody, we're really not going to know until we get a chance to talk to her as well.
There were quite a few people living in that house, it sounds like. And was there anything unusual about the house inside?
That's still a part of the investigation. Well, you're looking at 4 children, 2 adults.
5 children.
Well, with the juvenile victim, yes. But inside the house, we really don't want to discuss what was inside, because last night around midnight, investigators served a search warrant on the house and pulled out evidence, and that's still part, as well as part of the ongoing investigation.
So there was some evidence then found in the house
Yes.
to support this?
Yes, police pulled evidence from the house. They went through after receiving the okay from the judge, and pulled evidence from the house.
You said you're going to get back to the school part.
Let me talk to the detectives on that. I'll get back to everyone on whether or not the kid went to school.
Can you say definitely that the other 4 children, the 2 young ones, the 9 and the 11, none of those kids were?
That is being investigated by Child Protective Services. Right now, all the charges against the Schumachers and the Ramirez stem from the 17-year-old victim, not the other 4 kids.
She may or may not be his aunt. I mean, you've not been able to ask him that?
Detectives are. Detectives have yet to talk with this teen. Basically, they've been spending all night basically interrogating and talking to the Schumachers to get the story out of them.
What age for her?
43.
Did you say Karen?
Karen spells Caren.
Ramirez?
Ramirez with a Z.
Can you give us that description again? I'm sorry.
Okay.
She's 43.
43. January 2nd of 65. 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, short brown hair, brown eyes. Oftentimes she's seen wearing a bandana around her forehead. And like I said, she has an existing, pre-existing felony warrant on her.
And that's
Do you know what that warrant is
Uh,
for?
I'll get that for you.
And the full names of the two suspects that you do have in custody.
The full names, there is some, well, the first one is Michael Schumacher, 34. The second one, detectives are calling her Kelly, last name Lau Schumacher, Lau, but she is being booked in the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Department jail as Kelly Lane Law. But for now, detectives are still considering her to be Kelly Lau Schumacher.
Kelly Lane Lau. She's booked.
No, she was booked at Kelly Lane Law, L-A-W.
Oh.
The name that detectives are going by is Kelly, last name is L-A-U Schumacher.
But they're married.
Yes. Any other questions?
All right. No, so if I call you back, we call you back in an hour or so. You're gonna have some of the information.
Yeah, I'll call me back in about an hour. I'll try and get the information on the school, maybe some of the information about just how the child was being treated and his condition in the
The other
hospital.
kids.
He's
What
still
about
in the
the-
hospital though?
Yeah, the last I know, he was still in the hospital.